have now entered into Tony Tone's world. The Tony Tone's world.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Aren't you happy? The Bears fired Eberflus. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Tony Tone's World. We are back. The Dudley Boys, the Ren and Stimpy of the podcast world, the Michael and Scotty, the
Whoa. I mean, no. Okay, then we're going to
Michael
do
and Scotty,
a Kobe and Shaq, then I'm going to throw that back at you.
All right, well, I'm Kobe.
No, you're not Kobe. And you're going to make me Pippin. I'm Kobe, asshole.
I'm trying to think what else what other duos are out there. I don't even remember. Anyways, welcome back. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good, man. Good. Had some good quality time with the fam, and I always love that Thanksgiving food. It's good. It's not something I'd eat all year round, but once or twice a year, it's great.
I think the best part of Thanksgiving, well, outside of like hanging with family and having the family dinner, that's nice, obviously. But like one of my favorite parts is heating up leftovers the next day, having that one last like big old lunch, brunch, whatever you want to call it, whatever. Just having that nice little meal. But for the third fucking year in a row, I had no leftovers. So my ass, I think I got Jersey Mike's.
Really? See that?
I do like Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is pretty good.
I think maybe we just cook too much food. Well, I don't cook. My family, I think they just cook too much food because we always have leftovers.
Gotcha.
I always get to take stuff home. And yeah, those turkey and ham sandwiches just hit different the next day.
Yeah.
They hit different. Especially I'm the last 2 years they changed up the way they've been cooking the turkey, and they've been smoking it, and the flavor. Like, I'm not a big turkey guy. I'm more of ham. I like ham, but the way that they've been cooking the turkey, the amount of flavor and like tenderness of it, those sandwiches are just, oh man, they're great.
Yeah. Your picture just reminded me of something. It kind of looks like he's peeing.
Yeah, he kind of does, right? Because I'm in the thing. But that's the way it looks in the movie, the Christmas movie.
I know.
That he's in his.
You don't got to scoot over. You don't got to scoot over now.
No. I'm like, which way do I go first?
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, it literally looks like he's pissing in my ear or something. Like, it's funny. But yeah.
Did you go Black Friday shopping?
Hell no.
No, me neither. My wife did. She went with my oldest, and they had a good time. I'm glad for them, but I got to stay home and watch the kids, which was whatever. It was fine. But they went early. They went like at 6:00 in the morning.
It's a hard pass for me. Hard pass. I'll be honest. I haven't even. I take it back. I bought 2 things for Christmas thus far for my 1-year-old nephew.
Yeah,
and that's the only thing I bought for Christmas thus far. And but it's kind of a normal for me, so I'm gonna have to start hitting Amazon here really hard because I don't have shit purchased.
My wife and like people would just ask me like, have you done your Christmas shopping or whatever? And in the years past, I would always be like, no, but I'm doing it soon. Like, I'm doing it today or whatever the case may be. Now I just come to the point where I'm not gonna do it until like 2 days before Christmas. That's how I always do it. I stress myself out. I procrastinate on it. That's how it happens. So
are you like a last minute go to the mall and just walk around and whatever I find type of shopper?
No. Well, my oldest, she knows what she wants. So she gives me a list. My wife gives me a list, or ideas, should I say. And then my other 2, they're happy with whatever.
Gotcha.
Really girly stuff and really, obviously my son wants, I'm gonna get him some G.I. Joes or something this year. So that'd be pretty dope. So we'll see.
Yeah. He needs a basketball hoop, bro.
Oh, we got one of those. He got 2 of them.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh yeah, he's an automatic shot. He's a ringer.
Better shot than you, I bet.
Stop it. He gets it from me. He gets it from me.
You be throwing up shots like Shaq, so I don't know.
Stop it. I'm the Kobe. You're the Shaq.
No, you ain't nowhere near no Kobe.
I'm the Kobe. I'm the Undertaker. You're Kane.
I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin, and you're a bum.
Stop it. I'm Triple H. You're China. All right, let's get into this. So, yes, the Bears fucking lost in dramatic fashion at the end, 3 weeks in a row. But there's some upside here, boys. We fired Eberflus finally. And I don't know. Yes, I'm upset they lost, but it was a very close game. I think the spread was +10 at the time when we did our picks. So they only lost by 3. It was a very close game. So I'm excited to see what they do this upcoming week. There was distractions in the locker room of apparently like there's leaked messages and like things going around with the players saying that they're like basically Eberflus lost the team. And then right after that, when they fired him, well, they kind of did him dirty. They had him do a press conference in the morning, and then they fired him right after.
Well, they said they hadn't made the decision yet. At least that's their story, that they were still debating.
They wanted to see what came out of his mouth.
Maybe he put his own nail in his own coffin.
Yeah.
With what is something he said.
Yeah.
I will say, did you listen to how he said after the game that they managed the end of the game correctly?
No. They did. We had a timeout left, and we just
but he tried to defend how they managed the game, and I thought as soon as he said that, to be honest with you, I was like, oh, he's done. Like I knew in my heart, like I'm not even a Bears fan, but you're literally saying when you had a complete meltdown at the end of the game, you failed to get the ball off, or you run a deep play at the end of the game where you should have just ran a quick out throw to the edge, to the sideline to get some extra yards to get the field goal and give yourself a chance in overtime. Instead, you try to throw a 40-yard bomb, and you say that that's the right play and you had the right call. Like, it just made no fucking sense to me.
There was talks on sports radio that supposedly Caleb Williams, at the very end, the very last play, he did an audible because he noticed the clock and how it was going down. They didn't call it timeout or some shit like that. So basically, he changed the last play. The whole thing was a shit show. I mean, earlier in the game, Eberflus chose to go for 2 when he could have gone for 1. So then if we were only down by 2, we would have hit that. If we would have hit the field goal at the end, we would have won the game. If we would have given ourselves position. But again, last couple of plays, Caleb's getting sacked. We're losing yards. Keenan Allen makes a great catch to give us the first down. I mean, we're just right there. I'm optimistic about the team. There's still a playoff chance. Mathematically, we're not out of the playoffs. I'm just letting you know right now.
Stop it. You're hurting yourself by saying those things because you're literally giving yourself a chance when you shouldn't be thinking like that. It just call the season what it is. But I will say this: it's funny because you always ignore me during Bears games. Tony will refuse to answer anything I text him. It's unless they're winning. Unless they're winning, every single touchdown, every single play. If the Bears are winning, Tony's blowing up our group chats. But if they're losing or they're down, I mean, this guy, it's like crickets, and he may even see your message, but he's going to refuse to open it because he doesn't want you to know that he saw what you said. Like, that's how far this fucker will go to ignore me and then pretend like he didn't hear me. But so during the game, after the half, I actually had text in the group, and I ended up deleting it but I said, right here, I called the play, and I was like, right here, Caleb's going to throw a bomb, but I called it to Odunze. He's going to throw a bomb to Odunze, and the Bears are going to come in within 3. And I was like, can they pull it off? Like this, and it hadn't happened yet. And it was, I think, like 3 plays later, he ended up throwing it to DJ Moore, that 30 or 40-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah.
And it brought them within 3 points of the Lions. But you never read it, so I'm just like, oh well, fuck him. I'm gonna delete it because. But yeah, it was like I had a feeling like once they got within a range and the Lions kind of just, I don't know. It was like, what are they doing? They just weren't playing. I'm not saying that they did, but it almost felt like they were trying to make it interesting because they just kind of stopped playing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I get what you mean. I think they didn't have the best game. I don't know. I mean, the Bears have a good defense. I think that definitely obviously helped us a lot. They held Sonic and Knuckles to 88 yards or so apiece. So, man, that backfield's pretty good. And their offensive line.
Yeah.
That offensive line's pretty fucking good. Yeah. Oh, back to your text messages. It's not that I don't want to text back. It's that I value our friendship, and sometimes the words that come out of my mouth or the messages that come out of my mouth can be a little mean at times. So I don't want to, ruffle any feathers, if you will.
Yeah, but dude, we've talked so much smack to each other over the years that I think we're at a point where
No, yeah, of course.
that doesn't even matter. I don't think we take each other seriously when it comes to that type of shit talk.
But the thing you said about like reading messages and not replying or whatever the case may be, like my family tells me the same thing. I'm like the worst person to text. Like if I don't want to text back, I'll just look at it and I won't even reply. Like that's just who I am.
Yeah.
But all right. So yes, the Bears are 4-8. It was a very close game. It was a great, it was entertaining. It was entertaining at least second half and on. First half, first quarter, second quarter, we couldn't even get a first down. And then we turned it around coming out of the halftime. So it was good to see the offense do well. I'm very excited to see what happens with this new coaching search. If it's going to be Thomas Brown or whoever it's going to be, we'll see. So, yeah. What about you? What about the Cowboys and Giants? Danny DeVito didn't play.
No, I didn't even know he was hurt or something was wrong with him.
Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, I know who you meant. I was just letting you go with your, because he kept calling him that. Yeah, no, I don't know what happened. I found out like a day or two before the game, like after, of course, we did the podcast. But either way, I don't think it would have made a difference. The Cowboys, they pretty much had that game in control the whole time
until the fourth quarter.
Well. Yeah, they let the Giants score some in the fourth quarter, like whatever they did. They pulled the Lions and let you guys let the Giants have some points and get a little interesting. But I will say it was. I don't know if you saw the play by Overshown. I think I shouted him out earlier this year as a linebacker on the Cowboys that I've been watching because he's an up and coming guy. It's like his second year and first year actually playing because last year he got hurt. But he had like a tip drill pass to himself. He tipped the ball in the air off the line, caught it in the air, and then ran it back for a touchdown. And that was like, it was beautiful to see. So that was a crazy play. And then Rico Dowdle, funny enough, I didn't know this. Yeah, he had 112 yards. I didn't know this, but the Cowboys hadn't had a rusher go over 100 yards in a game in like at home or something like that. Or I don't know if it was how many games in a row it was, but there was some stupid amount of games. And I was like, oh shit. Like I didn't even realize that was the case, that we haven't had a 100-yard rusher in a long time. So that was cool to see. Dowdle had a great game, 112 yards. And yeah, Cowboys pulled it out, which, I called in our super picks. I had a strong feeling that was going to be the case. And they handled
no sign of CeeDee Lamb though.
No, not really. I think he's nursing a little bit of an injury, and they're just downplaying it. But I think he is. But we got Brandon Cooks back, so Brandon Cooks was a little bit involved. There's Turpin. Running game was moving, so they didn't have to rely on him as much.
Yeah,
which is, I mean, it should be that way at times, right? Where everybody else has a good game and your top wide receiver doesn't have to go off. And that was pretty much the case. So it was good to see.
Dude, let me ask you. If I told you that you could average well, let's see. If last 5 games, if I told you you had 4 yards, 6 yards, 8 yards, 22 yards, and 34 yards, how much money would you pay that person for a contract? How much would you give him?
I mean,
Let's say like over a 5-year span, how much money would you give this guy?
I mean, that's a backup, third string, second string running back that's not touching the ball. He's not getting paid much.
Zeke Elliott signed a 6-year, $90 million contract. My man only had 4 yards in the last game. He is just he is horrible right now.
Contract. That's not his current contract.
Oh, I apologize. All right, 1 year for $3 million, $2 million guaranteed.
Yeah. They signed him. Yeah, it was a 1 year. It wasn't
for $3 million. Put me out there. Fuck.
Your ass wouldn't gain a single yard,
dude. Come on, dude. I'm fast, bro. I'm fast.
I guarantee you that there's defensive linemen that have 150 pounds on you that are faster than you. No bullshit. I'm not even trying to talk shit. And it's not anything against you.
I know. But I kind of want to put your money where your mouth is because I kind of want to.
Guarantee there's some that are faster than you. Have you ever timed yourself in like a 40 or a 60 yard?
No, not in like years. Not since high school.
Bro, they got defensive linemen like they're fast, man.
I don't know.
They are fast. You'd be afraid to run at a 300-pound dude.
I'm pretty shifty, dude.
Dude, you're gonna have a line. You're looking at a line full of shacks, bro. Like, dude, come on, you're gonna
go right under. I'll go right under the legs.
Yeah, you break something on your first run and be like, "Mama."
That's funny. All right, so let's go to the next game here.
You better have an injury fucking clause on that contract because you ain't making it out of the first game.
No, man, I could play a full game. I'm going to actually look this up. Hold on. Let me look this up. Average NFL lineman 40-yard dash.
Yes.
Let's go O lineman.
O line or D line? I mean, either way, it's fast.
Well, I mean, D line. Which one? I mean, if I'm going to be playing offense, they're going to be D linemen. So let's go D lineman. D lineman is 5.103 seconds.
It's fast.
All right.
I mean, you look at what's the fastest? It's like a 4.29, right? Which is like the fastest 40-yard dash that was run by.
Now, look, I just put it in Google. An average 40-yard dash for a 35-year-old man is 5.5 seconds. So by that calculation, I'm 0.103 faster.
Okay. You're assuming that you're the average. I like how you just. I'm the average, and I like how you said.
I mean, 40. I could probably be faster than that. You're right. I could probably be closer to probably 4.5, 4.7.
Doesn't matter. They're still going to chase you down, and this doesn't take into consideration that you're wearing pads and the helmet.
Yeah, but when they're running these 40-yard dashes, they're not doing that either. They're in the combine,
right? But they're built for that. They have muscles on muscles, and they're built for that. Doing it on the regular. Dude, couldn't do that shit,
bro. What are you talking about?
You lost it.
Dude, you know what's funny is there is actually a park outside my house. That's a very nice park, like turf and everything. They do have like a whole like 60-yard dash marked out and everything.
We need a TikTok of you being recorded doing a 40-yard dash. But we need it 3 times, not just one. We need it
3 times. Goddamn.
We gotta get an average. We gotta get an average 3 times.
Okay. All right. I'm going to train for it. Give me my birthday is next week. So I'll do it before my birthday.
How about this? No. Okay. Well, do it for your birthday. I was going to prolong it and say, do it on the same day as the NFL combine before the NFL draft next year. But that's always a way to talk about it.
I'll see if I can do it before the next time we record, or maybe the following week for Christmas, whatever. We'll figure it out. All right. Next game was Dolphins Packers.
This is where we enter in that Tony has an injury and will not be able to make it to the next podcast because he broke his shit and he's in the hospital.
No, man.
He pulled his groin, his hamstring, and his left butt cheek trying to make the
Dude, it's supposed to be like 20-some degrees tomorrow, so I have to find a day it's going to be like 40 or something because I'm not going to be running in the cold like that, but I'm going to figure it out. Watch. You should run a 40-yard dash and record yourself.
No, I'm not saying I can. They'll chase me down. I'm not running fast on those fuckers.
Dolphins Packers. Do you have any thoughts on this game? It was a late game on Thanksgiving. By that time, I was pretty tired. I watched a little bit of the game. Packers finally won. Was this where? Let me see.
I mean, it was a decent game. It wasn't anything. I watched some of it, not a lot of it. Packers just handled business.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to. Sometimes I love our summaries of our games. Sometimes we have a lot of shit to say. Sometimes we don't, and I love it.
I mean,
Chiefs Raiders. The Raiders almost pulled this one out.
Dude. Sometimes, even when I pick teams, I just want to see the upset because I've been saying this from the beginning that the Chiefs are the worst. When they were 9-0, they were the worst 9-0 team. And let's be honest, they shouldn't have won this game because the refs once again helped out the Chiefs at the end of this game and called some bullshit and ended up. I forget exactly what
it was. Like a technical call. It was a technical.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
And it went the way of the Chiefs, where I think it was on the Raiders' 4th down play, right? Where it went the way of the Chiefs. They ended up getting the ball, even though the Raiders are driving down the field, and it was bullshit. The Raiders were in position.
Okay, the play was blown dead. The penalty originally was a false start because the Raiders fumbled and the Chiefs recovered. They switched the penalty to illegal shift. The referees had a conference and dictated the ending of the game.
Right there, yeah. There you go. That penalty basically ended. That was ridiculous. To me, it should have been a replay of the down and given the Raiders a chance to adjust their play call, whatever it may have been. But no, and once again, it went the Chiefs' way. It's almost ridiculous, the story, and the legitimacy that keeps growing behind, how much the refs lean and favor these Chiefs. And honestly, I personally think it's going to lead to them being knocked out in the first round of the playoffs this year, and it's just going to prove the story that they're not a great team, and they should not be as good as their record says they are.
Yeah, I agree with you. The Houston Jaguars game, I didn't watch much of it. I did watch a little bit of it, but man, did you see that hit that Aziz dude put on Trevor Lawrence?
That was nasty.
That was nasty.
So I will say this: they gave the guy 3 days. Do you think?
Was it 3 days or 3 weeks?
Well, 3 games. 3 games.
Oh, okay.
3 games.
Yeah.
Do you think it warrants 3 games? Because you got to remember, 3 games is a high percentage when it comes to the NFL. It's not like an NBA season where you have 82 games. It's not like an MLB season where you have 162. You're talking a short game season of 17 games. And that's a high percentage of the games for that hit.
Yeah.
And I don't know his record of those types of hits, but I don't recall anybody saying he has a high. I'd understand if he was a habitual hitter like this and there were a lot of history, and I don't know for a fact if that's the case or not. I don't think it is, but it just seems like too many games. And for some reason, unless he doesn't appeal, I feel like that's something that he could appeal and get it down to at least 2 games. I just feel like 3 games is too much.
Yeah. The hit when he hit him, and then afterwards when he went down, almost like the Tua, like when Tua goes down with a concussion, like his hands do something all weird.
Yeah.
It looked nasty. It was pretty bad. And then there was a scrap afterwards and stuff like that for obvious reasons. But
Of course.
yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good game. Mac Jones had him in the game the whole time after Trevor Lawrence left. So I mean,
yeah, it was closer than I thought it would be. The Texans just haven't looked great. Something's up with their offense. Their offense isn't clicking as much as you would think that they should be. So I don't know. I mean, their defense just hasn't been great, period. So they're letting people score on them, but I don't know. Their offense looks a little off. It's just not operating at as high of a level as I think everybody anticipated it playing at.
yeah,
Coming off last year.
yeah.
They're
Colts,
still 8-5. They're still a good team, but it's I don't know. I think we're just expected.
I think I would have a bigger issue of him being suspended for 3 games if the Jaguars were actually in potential like some sort of race. But they're 2-10. They're not going to do nothing. So, but I also get where you're coming from. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure if he fights it, he'll maybe get down to 2 games or so.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Colts Patriots. I mean, I don't watch this game, but I did think the Colts were going to win. I think I might have chosen them for our picks. I can't remember.
No, we didn't end up picking this because I thought that the Patriots going to win this game, and they almost did. It came down to the very end of the game here as well. The Patriots were in pretty good control of this game, and they missed a field goal at the very end where they should have won the game, and they could have won the game. So, yeah. I mean, granted, it was a long ass field goal. They gave up a touchdown before the end of the game as well. They let them go down 80 yards, but yeah, I think the Patriots should have won that game. They just kind of fell apart at the end.
Yeah. Let me see. Titans and Commanders. The Commanders blew the Titans. I mean, I figured that was going to happen, but goddamn.
It was like 28-0 in the first, in the very beginning of the second quarter. The Tennessee Titans ended up scoring some points, but it was like a mute point. It didn't make a difference. They were never going to win that game.
Great game was the Steelers Bengals.
Yeah.
Dude, Mike Tomlin is the man. I'm telling you. If they ever want to get rid of him at the Steelers in Steelers country, let me know. I'm going to nominate him to be the Bears head coach. He's just a great coach. He revived Russell Wilson, his career basically.
400 yards and 3 TDs. Yeah.
Remember when everybody was? I think I was even on the bandwagon just to let Justin Fields play. But damn, I mean, you can't really fight against that now. I mean, you don't really have an argument.
I forget where I was, and I was talking to these 2 people that were big Steelers fan, and they were advocating the same. And this was like, I want to say it was like 2 games after they took Justin Fields out and gave the game, to Russell Wilson, or gave him the ball to, and we were just having a conversation. I was telling them, and they were trying to say, look, we'd rather have Justin Fields in there. He's younger. Russell Wilson is yada, yada, yada. And kind of like, I'm like, look, you got to trust. I said, it's not about the fact that Justin Fields isn't capable. It's that their offense isn't built for somebody like Justin Fields. They tried it out. He had some success, but he's just not that QB, and he's not going to have success or as much success as somebody like Russell Wilson will. And Russell Wilson has been, he's having a great year. I think it was a great call to put in Russell Wilson. I think he's just a better fit for their offense. And Justin Fields does some stuff. He's a bigger part of their game, and some weeks he does nothing. Like this week, I think he ran the ball like 1 time.
Yeah,
but
he's learning from a great quarterback too right now.
Yeah, he's definitely learning some stuff, and maybe he'll learn how to be a better pocket passer. and some a lot of the arguments that I had with them is some of the things that you didn't see with when he was with the Bears. He's not a very good. He doesn't have great anticipation. I don't think he sees the ball or the field as well as he should as an NFL quarterback. He sees it as a runner, but he doesn't see it as a passer. So he doesn't anticipate as well. He won't get you. You know, a lot of times when you're running a slant route or a post route and you want the ball on the wide receiver as soon as they come out of their breaks. Justin Fields needs them to hit the break and see where they're going to be for him to throw the ball. He's not the quarterback that when they turn that corner, the ball's literally hitting them in the chest. They don't have time to think about it. Like, he's just not that type of anticipated quarterback. And that's really where Russell Wilson is excelling, I think, in this system. So yeah, I mean, I just think it was a great call. Joe Burrow tried to bring them back too.
He almost did it.
He did. He had a great game too. There were some long plays back and forth in this game. I thought it was a great game, but they always play each other hard. I almost feel for the Bengals, man, and Burrow, because they are much better than a 4-8 record.
Yeah, I agree.
But at this point, with as many games as they have left, it's kind of
they're in the Bears.
There's no chance that we'll relax that. They're definitely better than the Bears, but
the same record, asshole.
Yeah, but
no, I would argue.
Stop it.
All right, we won't go down this path.
Jamar Chase, T. Higgins are better than your wide receivers. Burrow is much better at this point of his career as Caleb Williams. Chase Brown is better than your run. Oh, Swift is okay. He's not having a great season.
He's not having that great of a year.
Maybe that's the O-line, so we'll give him a pass there because Chase Brown's. I would say I think Swift is better with a better O-line.
What's a better defense?
The Bears have the better defense for sure. The Bengals have but the Bengals are still better.
I don't agree with that. False, fake news. Bucks and Panthers, very close game. Came down to the end. Bucks hit the winning field goal, but I mean, what's his name? Bryce Young was looking pretty good back there. I mean, he had an okay game. He had 298 yards, 1 touchdown. Chuba Hubbard only had 43 yards, but I mean, they had a pretty good game.
I don't understand. What's the difference? He was out a few games, and all of a sudden he comes back, and I'm talking about Bryce Young. All of a sudden he knows how to throw the ball. All of a sudden he can complete passes. Like, nothing changed with the team.
Just confidence, maybe.
I mean, maybe it is confidence. But I don't know. I don't get it. They lost their number 1 wide receiver and Deontay Johnson, but somehow they got better.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, is that just because last week they played the Chiefs really well. This week they played the Bucks and basically they tied it up and went into overtime. I don't know. The Bucks look bad. I mean, obviously they don't have a great defense, so that plays a factor, but still, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I was like, is this the Bryce Young that's going to be good going forward, or is he going to be the Bryce Young of old? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think honestly, this is making it harder for the Panthers
to decide.
Right, because now they're going to have to decide, look, do we have the guy? Did he just need time? Did we fail him by putting him in too early? And we should have started Andy Dalton, and or are we just going to go with him next year and he's going to fail again and it's another fucking wasted season? Like, as a Panthers fan, I don't know. I would be worried. Like, I wouldn't know what I would want to do, to be honest with you. Because I still don't know if Bryce Young is that guy for them.
Like, it amazes me that NFL teams, organizations want like a rookie quarterback to come in and change the entire like organization, and it would make it to a winning team. Even when like Caleb Williams, like even when you start a new job, you don't feel comfortable within your new job till after a year, whether you're doing whatever it is in the world. I can't even imagine being a quarterback. Like, I don't know. I've always kind of like, Jesus, you gotta give it at least one season. Give him one season to like get confidence, understand how to play the game, understand logistics of, playing on a Sunday, playing on a Thursday night. Well, I mean, college football, they play on Thursdays as well sometimes, but I don't know. I guess I just give a little bit more leniency there.
I 100% agree, because that was my argument to every single Bears fans at the beginning of this year when you all said Super Bears, Super Bowl, whatever.
Super Bowl, Super Bears, baby.
There you go. Super Bowl, Super Bears. That was my argument to every single one of you guys.
No, but I'm not. Even if Caleb were to fail, I wouldn't say let's look for a new QB or let's trash him or trade him like we kind of did with Justin Fields. I mean, we gave Trubisky a couple of years and it didn't work out, but
I mean, you gave Fields like 3-4 years, didn't you not? He had like 3 years with the Bears.
How long was he with the Bears? You might be right. My memory is horrible.
Yeah, Fields had at least 3 years, I want to say.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Trubisky was the one they cut short the quickest. And they moved on from him. But yeah, no, I just had to throw that in there because you guys argued with me that they were going Super Bowl in his first year and yada yada.
All right, fuck you, asshole. All right, the Bears have a better upside than the Cowboys right now. Piece of shit.
But no, I agree. I think especially as some quarterbacks are more ready than others, but a guy like Bryce Young, I that's why I don't think he was a good fit for the Panthers, because they wanted that NFL ready guy right away. And Bryce Young wasn't that. He wasn't that guy coming in immediately that he was going to be ready. So,
Eagles, Ravens. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like Lamar Jackson just takes the day off. Or the whole team in general just takes the day off when they could actually win the game. I don't understand why they kind of just like.
I agree. I thought this game was going to be better than it was. It was a little boring. It was a little boring. It's just kind of like, it was almost like they didn't want to show each other how good they were or held back. I don't know. It was just kind of felt like a boring, lackadaisical game.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Barkley still had a good game.
Derrick Henry still had a pretty great game.
He had a decent game too. Yeah, but you're right. Lamar Jackson did seem a little off. I don't know if you saw his press conference, but he actually said that his mom after the game ripped him a new asshole and was basically telling him to pull his, get his shit together because he missed a lot of opportunities to make plays. And Lamar's excuse was that he was trying to be more of a quarterback and was waiting for his receivers to open up on routes and different things like that. And they didn't happen. So he didn't take opportunities to run where he normally would. So maybe that's the case, but why choose that game in this instance to do that?
Yeah.
Why choose the other team that's supposed to be like one of the front runners for the Super Bowl this year and in the playoffs to decide to play that way? I don't know. It was just odd. And it ended up being like just a whatever game, like not what I expected.
2 weeks ago, they played the Steelers. They lost by 2. It was like 16-18. Kind of the same thing. They kind of went in the game just kind of flat-footed. Just never really got in the groove of things. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe they're okay with where they're at. They kind of just took the week off. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
49ers Bills. This game was crazy. The amount of snow in that game. Oh man. Luckily the Bears play the 49ers next week, so we don't have to deal with CMC. But man, they also lost Jordan Mason in the backfield.
Yep.
So I lost another running back in one of my leagues. So man, it's just they're down a couple guys here. They're playing with like a skeleton roster now. They
do. They're rough. 49ers, they're pretty much at a loss this season, I would say. I mean, I honestly thought the Bills were going to beat them in this game. The fact that it was snowing only more proved that. It was you got to feel for the guy in CMC going down after everything that he went through in the beginning of the season and then having the PCL injury. That's a rough one.
You knew it was bad when it was non-contact too.
Yeah, the way he pulled up.
Yeah. That was a cool player, that Amari Cooper, when he threw that little sideline pass to Amari Cooper. Then laterals it back to Josh Allen to get that that I think they counted as a receive. Did they count it as a receiving touchdown or no, a rushing touchdown?
It was a receiving. No, I don't
No,
remember.
it was on the stat sheet right now. It says, oh no,
Maybe it
actually,
was.
no, he did it. It was a receive for 7 yards for 1 touchdown.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean he had Josh Allen himself. He rushed the ball for a touchdown and then he received the ball for a touchdown.
Did I love it? I drafted Josh Allen in 2 different leagues this year in fantasy, and I'm going to make the playoffs in both of them. One of the 2 leagues, which is ours, I'm 11-1 in, a 12-1 now.
Did you see my loss?
Oh my god, yeah. I that's rough. You lost by 0.20 points.
Yeah, something like that. And it was to my dad too.
It was to your dad. I knew you had that one had to hurt a little bit more.
Fuck. All right, last one is your secondary team. Broncos, Browns.
Dude, that was a great game. Did you watch it?
Yeah, Jameis Winston was just thrown all day, every day, just every single play.
That they were just throwing haymakers back and forth between both teams. I mean, it was like there was a 70-something yard touchdown here, a 94-yard touchdown there. There was an interception for a touchdown. Like it was like, what the hell is happening right now? It was a fun game to watch. There was a lot of action in this play. Jerry Jeudy with 235 yards against his old team in the Broncos. And I think, honestly, I feel like Jameis Winston, he went a little extra this game trying to pull that one out for Jerry Jeudy. And because, it was a rival game and Jerry wanted to prove a point. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you remember, but when they traded Amari Cooper, that was one of my players to watch. And he was going to end up having a good rest of the season. It was Jerry Jeudy because he was going to instantly become Jameis Winston's guy. And he's been killing it. I have him in one of my other leagues. I listened to my own words and picked him up, and he's been killing it for me.
Yeah, Jameis Winston was second highest passing total on Monday Night history, trailing the GOAT, Tom Brady, who threw 517 yards in 2011.
Yeah, 497 yards, 4 TDs, unfortunate 3 interceptions, one of which went.
I wonder what his fantasy points were.
Oh, they were stupid high, I'm sure. But I mean, nobody was starting him.
No.
Nobody was starting him because, historically, the Cleveland Browns defense is pretty good. I mean, they did pull out some points in this game still with the pick 6 and whatnot, but I don't think anybody had in their play card a 500-yard game by Jameis Winston.
I definitely did not. All right, let's go to our super contest. Truth be told, I have not looked at our super contest, but look at here, boys. Look at here. We went 5. We got all 5 right last week.
Oh shit.
I think we were at 3,200 or so, 3,600 maybe the week before. Now we're down to 2,600.
Okay.
We're making room, baby. Let's go. Let's see. Let me just go back to week 13. Let me see what we did.
I thought we picked the Bucks and I thought we had one loss, but that's awesome. I guess we didn't.
We had Broncos, Packers, Cowboys, Washington. They all pretty much covered handily, and then Chargers a little closer with the Falcons, but they did cover minus.
Hey, we had a great pivot there though, because the Chargers were the team that we vetoed one of the other games and moved to the Chargers, and we would have lost. I think it was the Vikings, and the Vikings barely won their game
by a point,
and they wouldn't have covered. So our fact that we went to the Chargers on that got us to 5-0. So
let's go. All right, so first, I'm just going to go up through the picks. We picked 5 teams against the spread. We each picked 1, and we agree on 3. Packers at Lions minus 3.5. It's going to be a close game. I don't want any part of that game.
I mean, who do you think's going to win? Let's just say that. Winston had 42 points in fantasy, by the way. Just throw it out there.
Damn. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know.
Okay.
Hopefully they tie.
Hopefully they tie. Imagine. I mean, it won't help the Bears' chances, regardless. So
you never know. Some sort of mathematical equation could help us. Saints at Giants. Saints minus 4.5. Don't want any part of this game.
I'm going to throw it out there just to go back real quick. I'm going to say that the Lions do win that game.
Okay. Jags at Titans. Titans minus 3.5. Well, Trevor Lawrence, is he playing? No,
I
right?
still don't want any part of that game.
Yeah.
I mean, Mac isn't,
You're right. I can't bet on Will Levis. So what the hell am I even talking about? Next,
right.
Panthers at Eagles. Eagles minus 13.
That's wild, but
I would go with the Panthers to cover.
really, because
Yes.
they've been playing good, and you all of a sudden think I would.
The Eagles are known for choking sometimes and just kind of doing the same thing the Ravens do at home. I don't know. Maybe they're overlooking them. Falcons
That's a
at
hard one for me. I don't know.
Falcons at Vikings. Vikings minus 6.
Dude, I don't like a lot of these games with the points.
Yeah, it's you do or you don't.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't trust the Vikings right now. They just haven't been playing well. They're in too many close games. I don't think that they've covered for a few weeks now because they're barely pulling out games. So I just don't like the points. If we were gonna go there, I might take Atlanta with +6 just because I think it's gonna be a close game. Even with Kirk Cousins throwing 4 interceptions, like yes, Kirk
It's his
Cousins,
it's his old team.
yeah, and he's like, he doesn't have that many bad games in a row. I would go Falcons +6.
I think
I think the Vikings are going to win.
I think the same thing. Browns at Steelers. Steelers minus 7. I mean, how can you go against Winston throwing over close to 500 yards? He's going to put him in the game.
But he's not going to be that good against the Steelers.
Is it snowing? I don't know. There could be. Yeah, I don't know. All right, Raiders at Bucks. Bucks minus 6.5.
The Bucks have been playing shitty too. They just let the fucking Panthers almost beat them.
Jets at Dolphins. Dolphins minus 6.
I like the Dolphins. At this point, the Jets are just god awful. The Dolphins do have a decent secondary, which will match up well. I don't know what's going on with the Jets. They're a complete mess right now, and they should have won last week, and they ended up just giving away the game.
Yeah. I think I would go with the Dolphins as well. Seattle at Cardinals. Cardinals minus 2.5. I don't know about this game either. I would probably lean.
You're going to say Seahawks. I'm going to lean Cardinals.
Yeah.
You have a thing for the Seahawks. I don't know why.
Bills at Rams. Bills minus 4. I'd take the Bills minus 4.
Lock in the Bills. I like that.
All right. Bears at 49ers. Taking the Bears +4.
I'm going to give you the Bears +4.
Okay. Yes. Let's go, baby. All right. Chargers at Chiefs. Chiefs minus 4. I mean, I don't know. It's the Kansas City refs against the Los Angeles Chargers.
I have faith the Chargers will pull this out. I like the +4. I will take the Chargers personally.
Okay. I don't know what I would do in there, so I'm not going to say yes or no. Bengals at Cowboys. Bengals minus 5.5. No thoughts.
I was waiting for you.
I mean, they got Jamar Chase. They got Joe. They got Joe Burrow. They got blah 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 blah. I'm taking the Bengals minus 5.5 all day, baby.
I agree.
Oh, we agreeing on that?
I agree. I think
Let's go.
Boys.
Let's go. All right, so time for your pick. Green Bay Packers. Well, you tell me what game you're most interested in. What are you thinking?
Go down to the bottom. What was the last one that I said that I thought that was going to be?
Chargers and Chiefs.
Give me the Chargers.
Okay. Chargers at +4. And then we have my pick. Let's go with the Titans. No, I'm just playing.
I mean, I'll throw another one we kind of skipped over, but I think that the Saints handle the Giants. They're just they are a better team. The Giants are just not great. I mean, they do have some running, but I think the Saints are a better team, and they'll handle that. Just to give you some input that you might. 'Cause I know
No. I'm gonna it's between the Falcons or the Browns, and I think I'm gonna go with the Falcons. It's indoor. I don't gotta worry about snow. I'm not sure if it's gonna be snowing in Pittsburgh next week. Could always change.
I mean, the fact that you were hyping up Mike Tomlin and all of this shit, and now you're gonna just flip like that and go because
I just feel like they're gonna keep. I think they're just gonna keep it within 7.
Okay.
All right. You want me to go with Panthers to make you even more upset?
Oh hell no!
You know what? I'm going with the Panthers. Fuck it.
No,
Panthers plus 13, baby. Let's go.
We're on a good streak of 5 games, and now all of a sudden you want to pick that bullshit. Oh, here we go. There we go. This is Tony.
I can't do the Panthers. Never mind. That's a lot. I mean, there'd have to be a lot of things that go correct. What did I say? Did I say the Browns first time?
You said Falcons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Falcons. Falcons plus 6. I can see Kirk Cousins going in there for a nice little revenge game.
Yeah, I mean I agree. I don't think he has 2 bad games like that in a row. Bijan Robinson is a dog, and so yeah, I could see that one being close. Just the way that the Vikings have been playing.
All right, so before we get out of here, let's do a quick little UFC. There's actually a pretty good UFC card on this weekend. I'm not sure if you got to check it out yet.
I haven't.
Okay, so let's go with it's Pantoja and what's his name? Kai Asakura is the main fight, which I'm not really. I think Pantoja is going to win that fight. I mean, he's minus 265. I think Asakura's first fight or first couple fights in the UFC. I think maybe he had one fight and then
Pantoja has the belt, right?
Right. But I don't think Kai can keep up with Pantoja. Is my idea there. The pre-main is Ian Gary versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. This is the guy that always wears the fur hat. He has I forgot his record, but every single fight that he's been in, he's knocked him out. He's 18-0. He's at 18 KOs. They used to be sparring partners. There's like a controversy right now where like Ian Gary was I guess when they were sparring partners or whatever, when they were on the same team, his wife would record Ian's like sparring sessions. And apparently Ian Gary's put out like a little clip of their sparring session, but Shavkat is saying that he didn't release the whole footage because at the end he submits him. And this was like 2 years ago. So since then, Ian just won against MVP, which was a great fight, right? I do believe Ian he has been training with Charles Oliveira in Brazil. He went to Thailand to train Muay Thai within the last 2 years. So I think it might be a little bit different, especially training with Charles Oliveira and that whole team in Brazil. Yeah. I mean, that has to up your, submission game overall. So I personally think that I'm going to take Ian Gary in this one. The underdog at plus 290. Alexander Volkov, Ciryl Gane is right before that one. What a boring ass fight. This fight should be in the prelims. This fight's gonna be horrible. It's gonna go to decision.
You don't think they're gonna fight each other or try to knock each other out?
Alexander Volkov likes to do feints all the time, whether it's the kicks or just like his head movement. And then Ciryl Gane, he has been training with I can't remember who he's training with, but he has been training on this ground game, but I don't think he'll bust it out this. I think it's a little too early for that. Alexander Volkov is not really that person to get on the ground, I don't believe. So Either way, I think it's going to go to the decision. I don't really care who wins, so I'm just going to take the over 2.5.
Interesting. I mean, Cyril Gane has a history of winning by knockout. Half of his fights he's won have been by knockout. You just don't think they're really going to engage with each other enough?
No. Bryce Mitchell, Crone Gracie. This is going to be a great fight.
I like Bryce Mitchell.
I like Bryce Mitchell. I like all his antics. I like everything about the guy.
Yeah.
He's a funny dude. Follow him on Instagram. Heavy favorite, minus 901. The reason why is Crone Gracie. From his lineage, he is a Gracie. He's a son, so he doesn't have much of a standing game. He's not really of a brawler. He wants to get to the ground and things like that. Bryce Mitchell is a grappler, so I'm sure he can. Maybe his jiu-jitsu is not as good as Crone's, but I'm pretty sure he can grapple his way out of hopefully out of a submission or anything like that. But I think if I would have had to choose, I would say Bryce Mitchell by knockout.
Okay.
So I'm going to put that in there. Let me see if
I definitely think Bryce Mitchell wins that. So I think it's safe to go.
So I can't even do that yet. So I'm just going to take the minus 901, I guess, for right now, which is crazy.
It's interesting though. He has 9 wins by submission. So, but you're going with knockout.
Yeah. I mean, he got knocked out by Josh Emmett in his last fight 2 years ago or a year ago or something like that. It was a nasty KO too. I remember that fight, but he does like to brawl, and I think it could be one of those things where he may clip him, may grapple him to the ground, and then just ground and pound.
I was looking at his fight history. He actually fought Topuria, who has the belt currently.
Right. I think that was the fight before that, maybe, or the
he fought Dan Ige.
Okay, yeah, I remember that fight.
Ago. And he handled Dan Ige. It went to a decision, but he got submitted by Topuria.
Yeah. The other fight on this is Do Hu Choi and Nate. I don't know who they. I'm not even going to go break this one down, so I don't know. Anthony Smith against Dominic Reyes. Both used to be. This is actually the prelim. This is the main fight for the prelim. They both used to be headliners, right? On main cards for the UFC.
Yep.
Anthony Smith, I believe he won his last. No, did he lose his last? Can't remember if he lost his last fight and then won the one before that one, or vice versa. But he's an old dog, in a young man's world. So I do want to see him get the win. Dominic Reyes is no joke either, though. He can knock you out. I think he had a nice little head kick a couple years ago against someone. I can't remember. But if I were to choose this fight, probably through my heart, I'm going to go with Anthony Smith at plus 270. But if I want to go even safer, maybe I'll do this one. Maybe a little bit safer. I'm going to go with Anthony Smith for the fight to go over 1.5 rounds.
I will say this, and it has nothing to do with this fight. Anthony Reyes.
Dominic
Reyes.
He just won his last one, I think.
I still think he beat John Jones back in however many years ago, and when it went to a decision.
Damn.
I still argue that he beat John Jones by decision in that fight. So I'm just gonna. And I'm pretty sure doesn't he fight out at like Hesperia or Victorville or something like that?
Who
here in California? Dominic Reyes.
I think so. Rancho or Fontana.
Not that matters. But yeah.
No, but I think you are right. The next one before that one is Vicente Luque against Thambo Gormbio. God, I'm horrible at names. Good thing I'm not an announcer. It's pretty close. I mean, Vicente is plus 136. I don't really know much about either. I know Vicente. No, I don't want to say it. I don't know much about either, so I'm just not going to pick this fight. I would probably go for the underdog because it's plus 136. It's pretty good money. So, but I'm not going to put that one on there. Aljamain Sterling is next with Movar. God, Evolve.
Evloev or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, Aljamain has been a shell of himself recently. And he also has really boring fights too, as well. I mean, the over 2.5 2.5 rounds is minus 400. So they're planning it to go to a decision. So I'm not going to bet this one, but
He's
I guess
not favored in that fight.
no, he's
the
a
underdog.
dog. Yeah, he's 2-1 odds. Let me see if there's any other ones that I think that I would want to bet on. Chase Hooper and Clay Guida. Clay Guida has like 60 something fights in the UFC. He's an old dog that needs to be put down. An old yeller, you know what I mean? And
Chase Hooper's a young buck, right?
Chase Hooper's a young buck, minus 1205. I believe this fight will go. Chase will get him to the ground and submit him. The reason why I say that is because Clay Guida does not have any ground game at all. He only knows like one submission, and that's about it. So I would go to Chase Hooper via submission, and it is on there, minus 208. So I'm going to take that one.
You got Chris Weidman on the card too versus Eric Anders. I don't know if you saw that one. Chris Weidman.
Oh shit, I didn't. Oh, you know what? And I apologize. I didn't even give you any sort of feedback. Do you have any feedback? Do you have any?
No. You're good. You were just running through them. I agree with most of the majority of what you said. I had to throw that in there about John just because I remember that fight with Dominic Reyes, and I was pretty shocked that they gave him that fight. But I think that Chris Weidman one will be a good one too. I've always enjoyed fighting him. I think he puts on pretty good fights. He's favored, but slightly, not a very big favorite in that fight.
Yeah. So $25 plus 1849 win me about close to $500. So nice little payout. But I like my picks. I like everything about them. I can't bet the Anthony Smith via submission yet for whatever reason. So it is what it is.
I think there's a few good ones in there that you could probably hedge your bet, and
Yeah, like the Bryce Mitchell, I can't even bet the KO on it yet. So
right.
That one would go down, so I'd get even better odds. So yeah. All right. I think that's it for this week's pod, bro. I got one more week. I got one more week until my birthday is next weekend. One more week of being an average Joe. I got a week and a half to get above average to run this 40-yard dash. 4.98 is what I'm giving myself.
You should run it on your birthday.
You
should run it on your birthday.
We'll see. I'll do one before and the day after.
In the snow. Or do one before, one after, and it's like, this is what a year of life does to you.
Yeah.
And it gets slower.
All right, dude. Well, appreciate you coming on again. It was a good time hanging with you and Twos. Until next time, peace.
The Tony Tones world.